It's time. It's time for that 1.4 run that you've been waiting for. Yes, it is the Iron Man. That's the one right here, right now. And in all honesty, it's been something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. And I think it's a good way to do it. I've never done it before. I think I've got one achievement in the game at the moment, and that is construct a new colony or a first colony, which is the one that I have. Don't have any of the other ones. I think there's up to 60 right now. Actually, let me quickly check how many achievements there actually are. There's over 40. I think there's like 50 at the moment. And yeah, it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. Now, first of all, obviously, we need to select our empire. Now, I will go for one of the default empires right at the start. Apparently, humans are really, really popular, according to the devs. But I'm going to do a couple of minor tweaks here just to make things a little bit more interesting. And that's mainly in the government and ethics department. The empire is actually I find it a very good little government form, specifically with the border extrusion being plus 10%, as well as the colony influence cost being minus 15 for that very rapid expansion. It's very good to play very wide empires. Obviously, tall empires are not exactly a thing in the game at the moment, which I find is a shame. However, building large, wide empires can be pretty fun. In the meantime, let's take a look at our ethics here. We currently are rocking Collectivist, which is that faction suppression cost minus 10. Again, really good for building wide empires. The further you get away from your capital, the bigger the ethics the changes are going to be, the more factions are going to pop up. So you're going to want to take care of that. Slave tolerance plus 100%. Food consumption is minus 5. That food consumption one right there is a big one. Slave tolerance, it could be interesting. I'm not really interested playing with slaves, but for the sake of the achievements, I'm going to try a little bit of that. Xenophile, no. Xenophobic, no. Not really a big fan of that. It makes the other empires hate your guts. It does increase the amount of rivalries that you can have, which is good to a certain extent. And, yeah, having the additional border extrusion there is kind of nice as well. Again, alien slave tolerance and all that jazz. No, for this one, we're going to go for the Fanatic Militarist. Rivalry influence gain. Such a great thing. Plus 30%. You can rival people around you quite easily. The weapon damage, plus 15%. You want to go for full combat? That's the way to go. War happiness, plus 10%. Whenever you're at war, population will be happy. Your resources will boom. The thing that kind of is with the happiness modifier, if you get to the middle to the late game, there's more than enough structures that allow you to kind of mess around with the happiness modifiers on planet. I could go for spiritualists. The growth time modifier is kind of nice there, but not entirely sure about that. May just go for standard militarism. The war happiness modifier is still there, but the plus 15 weapon damage is such a boon, especially early game. So I'm going to go for that. So let's set this one up. FTL method, wormhole travel, probably my favorite. It does have its issues. It's arguably one of the fastest ones in the early game, but it does kind of constrain you to a small area if you don't know what you're doing. Ship appearance, all that stuff is not important. Commonwealth of Man, we can go with that. City appearance, not important. Traits, currently we're running quick learners and nomadic, so the resettlement cost minus 33% of migration speed, plus 50 is kind of nice, but I'm not really all that keen on that. Quick learners is kind of good. Can we get thrifty is the one that I would like to have. Slow breeders, rapid breeders, non-adaptive, not a big fan of that. I will most likely start converting planets to continental as soon as I can. Charismatic, other species happiness, that will go against everything. Let's go for a communal for that happiness bonus. I do want to have as high of a happiness as humanly possible, so we can keep people basically happy. Ethics divergence plus 15 and no. Enduring, fleeting. Lifespan is kind of important. You're scientist, decadent, resource outputs without slaves, resilient. Yeah, well, we're pretty much good to go here. So let's go and get this party underway. Let's go on a medium galaxy, spiral with 4 arms that will be nicely spread out. AI empires like that is fine. Maximum fallen empires, let's go with 4. 100% habitable worlds, let's go for hard. Normal AI aggressiveness with hard difficulty, obviously. For those that don't know, the AI cheats. They get more resources. Going to be more difficult to play against. Any FTL method is loud. Let's go with random empire placement. Advanced neighbors is on. Endgame crisis is on. And Iron Man. Let's do this. All right, here we go. Well, it's been a while. We just managed to mess around for 5 minutes in the main menu. That's always good. In the eons since the first primitive human communities took shape in the meadows and the forests of Unity. That's not where they took shape. It was Earth, remember? They arrived here in a ship, the Chrysanthemum. We talked about this. The early chaotic periods of our history saw many nations, states vying with each other for power until we were at last united under the strongest of these. Only when guided by a single vision we could reach our full potential and an era of stability and scientific progress followed because science. Now, after the successful creation of artificial subspace of wormholes, the finest minds of the Commonwealth of Man have finished construction of the first wormhole station at the edge of our system. What? The stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Cool. All right, let's take a look around here. Where are we? We're in the inner arm. That's good-ish. Gives a lot of space to expand and potentially over here. If we put a wormhole station over here, we should be able to get in range there. If we build another wormhole station over here, we should be able to get at least in range of this one. The wormhole stations are 0.5 energy per month in upkeep. In the early years, that is kind of important, so I will probably try to build the second wormhole station here, and then build the third one here so we can jump over the void in space. Just see what's down here and build a backup situation in case the main world falls. All right, let's take a look here. Solar power network, yes. Obviously the colony ship. And let's go with army damage mineral plus 5. Let's go with the army damage mineral plus 5. They're all 360 in their cost, which is good. Let's go to Deneb. Let's survey that system. Okay, and let's get the construction ship to follow the signed ship. Split up the fleet. Okay, that's good. Hold on. Cool, let's rename these while we're at it. Okay, second scout fleet. And we'll make this the first scout fleet. There we go. All right, and we'll leave the other one in Deneb for now. All right, let's start scouting around, see what we got in this particular neighborhood. We will be flying in and out as fast as we can just to scout what's actually in these systems. We'll do the same with these ones. This one we need vision on. I do think we have vision on this. This is Continental World 10. It's not the greatest. In a perfect world, I would like to see a 15 or bigger. At size 10 planet, you're kind of limited when it comes to your future buildings. You want to get your planetary buildings as soon as possible. Crown Prince Tiberius Beauclair. Wow, there's a name and a half. The Beauclair dynasty is the new heir to our empire and will take the throne when our current ruler dies. One cool thing for the empire as well is they get a special building whenever, really. They can build a larger than normal space station, which is kind of cool. All right, and it's for, I think, not sure if it's upkeep free, but you do get it before all the other platforms, which is kind of nice. Let's take a look at our food. +4. Okay, minerals. They got some decent energy here. Let's take a look at the mineral outputs. That's good. Let's move you over there. What do we got in the neighborhood? No soul. No soul that I can see. If we find ourselves a primitive species that is on a... We got an inbound. Hold on. Let's just put these to passive before they run away. Okay, enigmatic spacefarers. That is fine. Cool. Yeah, but like I said, if we find any primitive species that are on a continental world, we're going to try to conquer them as soon as possible. I did not see you out there. That's right outside of our range. arid desert and another arid world. They're pretty big. Future planning, perhaps, maybe terraform them into some continental worlds. Although I do think we need atmospheric processing for arid desert and another arid world there. So it's not the greatest. Let's leave this one for now. It's 35%. Not really too keen on that. Cybrex. And we instantly... Oh, hello. What's this? Oh. It's a desert world. It's aliens. Okay, so it's an unidentified empire with aliens on it. 60. That would be 11 months. Do we want to spend 11 months researching these aliens? Not entirely sure if that is a good idea or not. Continental world, 13. That's okay. It's acceptable. It's not the greatest in the world. Okay. Let's see in the meantime what else we can do here. I'm going to run this game on fast because people have been asking, hey, man, can you slow it down a little bit? We've been trying to watch, and it's just not going it's going a little bit too quickly for my taste, and that's fine. We can definitely do that. Ooh, we have ourselves some resources. Minerals. Marble has some. Hyperion has some. Ooh, Luna has some as well. So let's go for marble for now. We got 90. That's more than enough for now. Though that additional drip is quite good. Getting in minerals early game, obviously, very important. Energy, we do need to balance that, but that's pretty much why I went for the solar panel network. As soon as we unlock that, we'll plop that straight into the empty module slot on our space dock around our main sequence planet. That doesn't even make sense, but whatever. All right, what we got? Ooh, what's this? Eager. Adaptability. Let's go for adaptable. It's a little bit more expensive, but I do feel that it is the right choice in this case. All right, now that we've scouted all these systems, we know there is no danger here. So we can go out there and pretty effectively start looking around. Okay, so Deneb has been scanned. We'll survey this planetary system as soon as we can. And we'll go out here as well. So one thing that I'm not a big fan of is when you set up your surveying, you cannot really deselect anything. So, for instance, let's say I have already pre-selected an area to scout. You want to go and cancel that. You have to cancel the entire sequence, which is way too much. Desert World 22. It's nice. It's big. It's burly. It's nothing we can do with for the moment because our habitability for desert is very low, to say the least. Let's take a look here at our expansion planner, and we got nothing available at the moment. All right, let's remove Unity from our rally point, and let's remove this one from our rally point as well. And the third strike force will be our main point of contact. I got another 90 here, which you can put in there. Will give us 2 more minerals, which is what did we have here? I saw something back there. There were some aliens. I didn't miss them. All right, cool. Surface. Just some minerals, some growth, nothing too crazy. But yeah, we're developing... Oh, okay, we got some society research here. What is that based on? Society research here. It's just a toxic world. Not too bad. Okay, our leader has managed to get and gain a level. That's good. That will mean that our anomalies will be a little bit easier to do. We got ourselves some aliens. What's this? Alien vessels. Beta aliens. 1.6. These are pirates. Okay. Alright, we got ourselves some pirates. We haven't sent anybody out to survey that yet. There's 1,600. I'm going to go and use these as a sort of buffer between any sort of empires that will try to attack us. I will have to move that wormhole station to Onab instead of Iriani like I originally planned, which is a bit of a shame, but nothing that we can kind of get around, thankfully. Construction complete. Cool, what do you got? That is the mining station that is now operational. Plus 15 a month is great. Some more science here. Not the biggest fan of that. I would have liked some more energy within our grasp. Something that we could very quickly colonize with, but it doesn't appear to be the case. We got ourselves an ocean world. Very nice. Yes, a size 20 ocean world. We can work with that. Due to the new systems that were introduced in the Heinlein, well, new I say, we can fairly easily get on that without any issues when it comes to our species. Happiness will be a little bit lower because of the habitability modifier that's involved, but it's still acceptable, especially considering the range to our capital system. So I'm not too upset about that. Okay, what do we got? Build wormhole system. Have we scouted everything? Nearly there. Okay, we've almost scouted everything. The satyr is just roaming around right now. We'll add these two as well. Hopefully we don't meet anything big in this particular area for now. Oh, Nab. Ooh, we got a continental world. Good. Okay. Let's set up a wormhole station here. Actually, let's do it a little bit closer. How about right there? So right on the jump in would be good. So if anything manages to jump in right on top of us, we can take fairly quick work of that. Let's build a corvette. Just a bolster, because we will see the Age of Piracy event pop up soon. It's basically a tutorial for, how does space combat work. And then we'll try to attack a couple of your mining stations, take those down as 90 minerals. In the early game, that's a lot of minerals in value. So we want to make sure that the pirates are not going to be a big problem early game. We want to keep them at bay as long as possible. With a bit of luck, they'll spawn inside an area that we... anomaly. 30%. Ancient Precursor. We have the Cybrex, which means that we can unlock the Ring World, which will give us all the engineering research. Base risk of 30% is still too much. Our scientist does need to level up first. He's still level 1, so he's not the best one to do this for. Okay, this is the last one. I'll jump out right here. It's a shame that this is just outside of our reach. If this was in our reach, that would be a huge boon right here. All right, what do we got? Core dip. What do we got? Core dip available. Where is this? What is this? It is a alien station. That is good. With a bit of luck, it is the bank, or the traders at least. Arguably one of the best ones in the game, in my opinion. It's habitable worlds. Yes. We were out of range. That's a shame. Okay, we'll need to wait till our drives improve. But we have a couple of worlds that we could potentially go for. Let's take a look here at our expansion planner. Size. Ooh, hello there. Strong magnetic field. 4 food is good. It's got a decent amount of research on it. This one's got engineering on it, which is quite nice. You kind of want to go with about a single point of research a year in growth. It can be rather challenging, but nothing that we should have too many problems with. Let's try to get some energy. We're a little bit low. +1. The music is a little bit on the loud side here. Hold on. Let's just lower that. There we go. Cool. I actually did want to run the tutorial so that I could actually scrap it for 2 minerals. It doesn't sound like much, but yeah, it's 2 minerals. It's every little bit counts, really, when it comes to this game, especially early game, and the difficulty is like this. Let's try to get another Corvette. Will it impact our ship maintenance? Oh, our naval capacity is currently at 4, so I'm not too worried about that. We do want to continuing developing Unity as soon as this pop has spawned. As soon as this pop has spawned, we will try to move it around, try to get some more minerals. Happiness is currently capped at 50. But you get the capital world stuff on top of that, so that's pretty good. All right, so this one, yeah, maintenance is 1. The real thing is I do not know if... Ooh, hello there. Comet sighted. Happiness +10. The thing is, you need to be careful with building stuff too early. What's this? A arid world. It's not interesting. You want to be careful with building stuff too soon at the start of the game. You want to wait till the pop has actually spawned and then construct it. You know approximately how long it's going to take to it to build. So it's 1.3 a month, so it's going to be in 50 months, just over 2 years. And then the construction time is, say, for this, it doesn't really say, does it? That's a shame. Oh, 200. So it's 200 to 200 days. So that is just under just under 3/4 of a year. So when this pop spawns in about 4 years from now, I'm going to start building a power plant on that and then instantly start using it. Though I'm a bit worried. Nah, food is not a problem. Okay, that's not an issue. A non-issue. Oh, god damn it, it's an artisan trope. Shit. I hate the artisan trope with a passion. I find that they're the most useless ones of the special stations, the enclaves. Really, I'm not a fan of them at all, and mainly because they're such a mixed bag in what you can get out of them. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's just, yeah. The happiness bonus, I guess, is nice, but it's not the greatest in the world. You're gonna run into some problems. 2 continental worlds here, really? Tell me more. Not been surveyed. A 14 and a 15. It's still a little bit on the small side, but acceptable. Absolutely acceptable. Our economy is pretty stable. I'm pretty happy with that one. Arms race, infrastructure project. There's nothing really I can do with that. Let's build a couple more Corvettes, just in case. We are playing this on a harder difficulty, so we want to get ready just in case. The enemies will try to jump you as soon as they can, and they will, especially considering I'm militarist, it can be pretty dangerous. I'm just going to send my ships back. It's more acceptable, 20%. Once they feel that you are significantly weaker than them, they will try to jump you as soon as they can, and that is potentially a problem. Let's build a wormhole station here. Right there. Perfect. Minimal amount of time wasted. What is this? Mineral drift through the debris belts. Potentially alien in origin. Alright, cool. What we got? Hopefully plus minerals. We already got some engineering in this system, which is good. Alright, our scientists have up... Oh no, the Gilded Cage. The mineral construct, for a lack of a better term, is a room. Made out of the same type of minerals in common use in the Commonwealth of Man, the construct is a hollow... Oh my god. Icodecadocahedron. Probably didn't say that right. Resonance scans indicate that it's mostly hollow and was likely inhabited at some point in time. Unlike its pristine exterior, the interior is complete disarray, possibly the result of an intentional act of sabotage. Science officer Renata Oritz reports that this makes it difficult to learn anything of value from the constructs inside, but stresses the engineering techniques involved in creating the outer shell, eminently capable of withstanding the stresses of deep space, must have been tremendously advanced. Oh, that's cool. Cool story, bro. Oh my god, she gets Voidcraft as a science. That's nice. That's pretty useful. Very useful indeed. Alright, cool. What we got? Just a standard anomaly. Cool. We're going to keep the scout fleets on standby. As soon as this wormhole station is done, we're going to go and take a look down into the rest of the arm. See if anybody's down here. We did spawn with a rather large amount of alien empires on the map, and sooner or later we're probably going to run into them. It's a random start, so it could literally be anywhere. Clustered starts apparently doesn't really work at the moment, so it's not something I'm too keen on, so I just left it disabled for now. But in the meantime, what is our 7 out of 4? So let's build one more Corvette. How we're doing on the science department here. 18 months. So 17 times 18, 170, 200 and something. That should be more than enough to get our first colony ship out as soon as possible once the technology is in. The construction ship is done. Let's get the scout fleets out there. Again, these scout fleets are completely disposable. They are literally of no use whatsoever to us except for scouting. If they die, they die. It's far cheaper to do it this way than using, for instance, a science ship. I don't know how many times I've sent a science ship into deep space only for it to blow up because it met the Void Dragon or something along those lines. So you always want to be really careful with that. Okay, this pop's not going to grow anytime soon. How many months did I say? Just over a year. Okay, good. So we won't do anything with Unity for now. It's probably a good time to start looking at which planets we want to expand to. There's a continental world down here. We're currently looking at what the possibility is here. We may want to send the other science ship to the other continental worlds that are currently available. Just so we can get an eye on what's going on out there, and then we can basically look at the perfect little expansion site for our first colony. The first colony is going to be pretty important. We need to take a look at a lot of different values here in terms of what do we want to see, what do we want to get, etc., etc. So let's send multiple ships out, and let's get this research as well. Delta aliens, those are okay. They're not that scary. Those are just okay. They are drones. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with drones. That's not an issue. 516 is a bit on the strong side, sure, but it shouldn't be anything that we cannot handle for now. Okay, so wait for this. Wait for the scouting mission to be done. What's this? More drones? More drones. That's good, actually. That will give us a lot of energy if we take the right steps in the science and the situation log things that we can do. And Habitable Worlds is going to give us a pretty decent amount of resources as well. I believe we get quite a lot of influence out of that. I'm not entirely sure, but Habitable Worlds is quite useful when it comes to things. All right, energy credits +1. That's good. Once we start... Ooh, an ocean world. Once we start getting to our first colony, it will be -8 for quite some time. Let's take a look here. Activity with ancient precursor race and its inhospitable rock. Good. So we'll most likely not be able to do a lot of research on the precursor aliens for now because our scientists are only level 3. And level 2 respectively, and you generally need level 4 and level 5 to properly do all of those. I'm also quite surprised I haven't met any aliens yet, but that's one of the things about the spiral galaxy right here. All right, we got failure. Damn it. Okay, so we didn't match again. Oh God. Oh no, we're gonna lose one of our scouts. Okay, first scout fleet is dead. And this is why you always just send out a single scout boat. Cool. Let's get a spare scout fleet out there. First strike force, third strike force, third scout force. All right, cool. So now we know that we're in drone space. Potentially a problem. I haven't seen too many enemies so far. It does mean that there's a potential for a drone hub. There's the colony ship that we've been wanting for. Let's see what we can get. Growth time -10. Military Academy, Xeno Zoo. Let's go for the growth time modifier. Good. All right. We should be ready to go with our first expansion. We've got a lot of stuff to choose from, but we'll have to wait till next episode. This is the Iron Man. Let's see where we can go, how far we can push this. The Iron Man is real. That doesn't make any sense. Until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other.